Hello, everyone. Happy Father's Day. Is Father's Day a global Father's Day, or is it only a U.S. Father's Day today? Because it is...
That's a good question.
No. Is it? Oh, it's Father's Day in the UK. Okay. In Canada, too. Canada has it.
Okay. All right. So was last week here in Belgium? What the fuck's so special about
Interesting.
Belgium dads?
It's not global, but it is in a big amount of countries. That's wild. A lot of people are saying that it's not in their country. Not in Brazil, not in Poland, not in Australia until September. That's interesting. Not Asia.
Did the count? Who decides such a thing?
I know, right?
Does the council of dads get together and vote? Like what?
That's a great question.
Cohh, you're the only dad here. Me and Zeke,
listen,
we're not part of that club.
Last meeting, Germany had some good points, but the Swiss,
I tried to get in the door with a stepdad, and they were like, no. And that doesn't exist anymore. So.
Yeah. Back in the stepdad issue of 1998, it's never been the same.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
People were buying kids to get in. It was just a mess. Anyway, so basically, I'm sorry. So basically, the TLDR is the council got together and decided that everyone who signed up got a 10% off at Pizza Hut. So I think a lot of countries were enough to sign up on that alone, but some just aren't big into.
Okay. All right. It's not bad.
I do think there is a step parent day, though.
Really?
Oh, is that on Blez Day?
Might be.
Yeah, it's on Blur's Day.
Thursday.
September 16th is celebrated annually as National Step Parent Day.
Oh,
that's cool.
Or Step Family Day, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. The more
Whenever
you know.
you need some help from a step sibling, that's a great data.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Man, Twitch's blog is blinding me. Look at the light difference on my camera. Oh, man.
You're getting flashbanged over there.
I'm
Bandai is like, yeah, there we go. All right.
Well, only for another 5 days.
I know.
And then that's
you turned it off.
Hold on, but I think the video game conglomerate got together. Bandai's getting rid of their flashbang, but Final Fantasy 14 in 2 weeks will now be flashbanging everyone.
Right.
So,
excellent.
Yeah, it's a hassle. It's a hassle.
Do you want to start with the ER patch real quick? I have some things to say about that patch.
Sure. Well, the patch was just the recent item thing, right?
It was, but I find it hilarious that in a little patch before a DLC, they drop like one of the most requested features since Demon Souls as a casual sub thing, and it's just kind of like, Miyazaki, what are you doing adding QL to this? You don't. This is not how you function. You know it. We know it. Like, what's going on here?
It's true.
This is weird. This is weird. I mean, next is going to allow like rebinding of sprint. And like any button can close the windows that pop up when Stone Sword keys are used. And it's like, are you trying to make us have fun? What's going on here?
That would be big.
This isn't like you.
That would be big. Yeah, to catch people up to speed, there's an Elden Ring patch a couple days ago. And it now has is it an exclamation point on new items?
Yes, so there's two important changes. The first is that any item that you have not selected will get an exclamation point over it in whatever inventory setting you have. And the second thing, which has been requested basically since Dark Souls 1, is instead of recent items being a sorted mode, it is going to be an independent tab. So you will be able to have a home tab of all the most recent items in all categories. So like whenever you pick up that random item that you don't even know if it's a talisman or a weapon or anything, and you just want to read the description, well, now you can just go to the tab and it's going to be the first thing every time, regardless of what it is, where you got it, etc. So that's
great.
Huge. Like I said in my tweet, that's going to save me 10 to 35 hours per run.
That's great.
I wish I was kidding.
That's great. Yeah. The patch is not out. It was announced, and they're going to patch.
This is 620. The patch is on 620.
Gotcha.
And also, as somebody said, yes, this is a major change because, again, this has been requested for like over 10 years. And also, speedrunners are going to absolutely love this. This is this is huge. This is huge.
No longer having to frantically search through inventory. That's true.
It's going to literally change the speedrun game.
I'm actually, Cohh, you're on Windows 11, right?
On my gaming machine.
Do you have a 4090 in that machine?
I do.
Do you know what CPU? Is it Intel CPU? I'm only asking for tech support.
Is it because sometimes when you open a game, it immediately errors out?
No, it's because when I play Elden Ring, I have
getting
terrible
stutters?
stutters.
Okay, there is a known issue with some motherboards and high-end Intel processors that expresses in a myriad of different ways.
Yeah.
For me, that was almost every time I'd open a game, 80% of the time, the game would open like 50 times, and then a message would come up saying that your video card has run out of memory.
Oh, I've never had that.
Now, here's the thing.
That's wild.
I found the fix. I put it in, and it literally fixed everything. And apparently, the people that have the same issue, it expresses in many different ways. So what you're dealing with could be this. The issue is that the default motherboard settings for some Intel CPUs does not properly regulate the voltage to the processor. And when it tries to do some certain things, it can't pull enough energy, and the whole thing falls apart and crashes. So in that, the problem is that it depends on what processor and board you're using on where that's going to happen. So for me, it was whenever it tried to access the video memory, it just completely shut out. But for others, it's like I said, expressing in a lot of different ways. Some people are getting blue screen, some people are getting other thing. Anyway, check that voltage fix out. It might fix your issues.
Okay. It is only
Now,
an Elden Ring issue, is my only caveat to that. Nothing else on my entire system has that issue. Only
What's the
Elden
exact
Ring.
issue?
That I'll just be playing, and in the middle of no matter anything, there's not really an area that triggers it. The game will just like stop, and then progress, and then stop.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
stop.
So I actually get that.
Oh,
where
really?
It looks like the game crashed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just goes. I get that about once every 4 hours.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I absolutely get that.
Huh.
So that's the thing. What I can do is kick you over all my NVIDIA settings and my game settings, and
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
just something
I've
there.
tried. People are like, you got to turn off your E-cores. You got to do all. You got to stop playing 4K. You got to turn off. Bibbidi
Ithris
blop,
in
you
my
gotta
chat just said,
put some
I had
salt
the
on your
exact
computer.
do a 360. Ithris said, I had the exact same issue JP has. It's a ray tracing issue when the sunset and sunrise occur.
Even if you have ray tracing turned off? Huh.
No,
I don't know.
that's-
I don't know. I'm
Something
hoping
to
that
check.
it gets fixed in the DLC,
Yes.
but we'll see
be
what
good.
happens. Yeah.
Are a lot of other people dealing with it?
When you Google the problem, yes, you find a lot of people. And people in chat every once in a while will pop up and be like, oh, yeah, I had this issue. And then they'll tell me a 30-step fix. I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll try that. We'll see. But yeah. It could maybe
like
be
that.
the CPU voltage thing, though, that you're talking about. But it would be weird if that's only affecting Elden Ring.
It is very weird.
Yeah.
That would be very weird.
Yeah.
I do an entire month of that, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no. Chat definitely was like, did I get into Zeke stream? What's happening?
Yeah.
Why are you like opening up BIOS and like filtering?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, here's
Are
another one for you.
doing
Kinjara
X edit
says,
right now.
Kinjara just said, and tell me if you've heard this one, because this is new to me. Had the same issue, and it happened when my wireless mouse went into standby when I was using control. You already tried that?
Yeah, I've tried plugging in the
said,
controller, but
here's what he
I've
said.
not tried plugging in the mouse.
My wireless mouse went into standby, but I was using a controller. So when I'm alt tabbing to look up stuff, I woke up my wireless mouse. Once it goes back to sleep, the issue would then happen again. So it's like he would keep creating the issue by alt tabbing and waking it up, and then when it fell asleep, it would happen again.
Huh. Okay. I have not. I've heard the issue of keeping the
interesting.
controller unplugged, or the controller needs to be in a USB 3 USB 3 instead of USB 2.0. But I've not heard of the mouse going to sleep.
The thing there is like maybe a USB device, but even then, a USB device being plugged in should not make Elden Ring stutter.
Yeah.
It's like, that might be a fix, but that's not okay.
It's weird. It's weird. Anyways, hopefully the DLC fixes.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. We'll go from one odd thing to another. Let's talk about the power-ups, guys. The new Twitch feature that is taking the streamer sphere by storm.
Now,
people are kind of upset about this thing.
there's no way to shut them off yet, right?
That's why they're upset, because you can't turn them
okay.
off.
You can
That
set
is
their
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I just want to say that right off the bat. That is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Because I asked about that when they first time, I was like, oh, I should be able to shut these off. And like, no, but I can effectively shut them off by setting them at 10,000 bits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
But to be fair, that is dumb. They absolutely should allow you to turn them off. But yeah, you can max set them to where no one in their right mind would ever use them, or at least use them insanely sparingly. So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
They also just like launched them, like just out of seemingly nowhere. I don't even know if they did like A/B testing for this, or if it was just a full launch, or what was going on.
The funniest part about this is the exact stuff we were talking about when Bobby Scar was on this show telling us about bits.
Yeah.
And it's like, what, 5 years later, 6 years later,
Cohh, that
we finally, is it?
that was
How
like
long
a
is it?
decade ago.
Oh, don't say that. No, no, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah.
No. They
Yeah.
added bits long after I'd been streaming. I've been streaming for a few years before they added bits. When did they add bits? I hate this.
Here, I'm gonna.
But anyway,
Google.
my point is that the whole thing about bits is that it was way more overexpensive because of the split. So there needed to be value and fun little things. So it's like, if this stuff was here when bits came out, maybe we could have talked about it. It would have been fun, big culture. But now it's like, to shadow drop it like 7 years later. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And like, even Bobby, when he was on the show, was like, we understand that we need to like develop this system. This is just the beginning, all this stuff. And it's just kind of like, you see this, and it was just like, this should have been a small part of a large bits thing 7 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of sad, it's kind of cool, but not being able to turn them off, and only 3 things, and it's just a little lackluster.
We had Bobby on the show in 2016, so 8 years.
8 years ago.
Yeah, that was.
And and at that point, we all agreed, including him, that the system needed this stuff like as soon as possible to give it value, to be usable. Like,
yeah. We're actually only 10 days away from it being exactly 8 years. We had him on the show June 29th, 2016, I think.
There you go.
At least that's when this article was published from Streamer News, which has like, did China buy this website? What's going on? all of the dates are in Chinese. Anyways, moving forward. Yeah, I have not. The other thing with this whole power up system, because I use BTTV and 7 TV and all that stuff, it doesn't work. Like it's just broken. So I've never. Yep. I don't even know if anyone's used this on my channel, because there's no notification for it apart from it just happening in the chat. I don't know if that's the same for you guys.
And the funniest part about that is Twitch has known since its inception that like everyone who uses it uses these third-party programs, yet they still to this day refuse to like contact the only 2 people in the field and be like, hey, here's like some early stuff that we're bringing in to make your stuff work for it, because we know that everyone uses your stuff since we don't put the stuff you do in ours.
Yeah.
And we're never going to. So it's like there's so much more connectivity that should be there. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah. But it's live. With no way, like Zeke said, no way for us to disable it unless putting it at 10,000 bits. We're not allowed to say $100, but we are allowed to say it. It's just it's frowned upon. You're not. You shouldn't say bits and yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's all the Twitch. Well, I guess there is some other Twitch news. There was some goofs with old Mr. Clancy. Showing off.
Honestly, here's the thing. At this point, you really got to ask if they're goofs. Like,
I know.
I think we're talking about Larry and Bear stuff at this point. Like, I think this is planned. I think they know exactly what they're doing, and they're trying to bring more eyes to the stuff that he's talking about.
Oh, so you think? Oh, okay.
I think Dan went in there. I think Dan went in there knowing exactly what was going to be on that phone, because Dan's a smart guy and he knew exactly what people were going to say about it. And then more importantly, he knew that more eyes would be on it, so the features would get more stuff, which was the point of it anyway. So it's like,
sure,
cool, man. Like I knew what he was doing, man. You don't do that without knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, that might be true. It happened twice now. To explain to people that have no idea what we're talking about, Dan was on, I want to say it was Patch Notes, which is like the Twitch weekly show, showing off the new mobile app, which thankfully my phone has not updated to, because I've heard it's not great. But he was showing off the new like clip scrolling feature, and when he pulled it up, it was
Dan Clancy, the
Dan
CEO.
Clancy, the CEO. Yes,
Yes, the CEO of Twitch.
Not
CEO
Dan's
of Twitch.
Gaming.
Not Dan's Gaming. That's very very important factor. When he pulled it up and started scrolling through it, it was everything but video games is a great way to I guess to put it.
Lots of boobs.
Yeah,
Lots of boobs. Lots of
and
boobs.
people kind of like
Pretty much just boobs.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
was
see
the
if I
thing.
can
That
find
was the
the-
big thing.
the
Yeah, it was
proper
like
clip.
it's not like there was anything else. I think was the issue. It was just that was what he was. Yeah, that was it.
yeah
So
yeah.
it was kind of funny.
And then he did it again when he was on stream with oh god, Rubius, who's one of the biggest streamers in the world, one of the biggest content creators in the world, and it happened again with him showing it off. It's like, oh yeah, look, you could just scroll through the news. Oh, all right. Anyways, the laughter was like, come on, man, like, where's the what's going on? But I also think, while that is happening, to do the devil's advocate that we like to do here from time to time, I don't really know that many streamers in our sphere that are like utilizing those features. Like, are you guys constantly featuring clips on the platform? Are you guys constantly like making stories or whatever they call them on the Twitch app? Or do you just stream games?
All of that stuff is modeled after Instagram and like IRL things.
Yeah.
So it's like we're game streamers, man. We had all that available to us for the last 10 years. We didn't use it. So moving to this platform doesn't mean we're just going to start using it. That stuff absolutely has a place. It's fantastic for like, travel blogs, IRL stuff like that. But for gaming, it just doesn't really have a place.
Yeah.
I tried, for the record. I had a bunch of different ideas. Some of the regulars will tell you I tried some different stories. I got feedback from the community. Like, they just don't really fit. They don't fit into the puzzle very well.
Yeah, it's pretty true. Our audience is not one that's going to open up the mobile app and browse that in general, right? They're going to open it on desktop, or they're going to go straight to their stream on their following list, and that's it. They're going to stay on that stream. But right now, if I just pulled up, granted it's not the updated version, but I have on my following list, which I follow, I don't know, 200 streams maybe. DJ Clancy has a story, because of course he does. Anthony Kong fan and Miss Mika, the Elden Ring streamer, and that's it.
And Anthony being one of the most attractive males on the platform makes perfect sense. He'd have a story.
Yeah,
Dan as well, and Miss Mika's awesome. And she,
Fame is alive. Let's go. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I just went to check mine, and I have both of them.
Yep.
And Dan.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't get used.
It's just not being used very much
in our social sphere. But I think when Dan pulled it up, it was being used a lot by a very
and again,
subset
and that's
of
the
Twitch,
thing.
for sure.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that's why he decided to show them, because that's like who's using it. Like that, if you follow a bunch of that kind of stuff on this platform,
Yeah.
I've been told it's being used a whole lot.
Yeah.
To bring people into the streams with various attractive features. But so it's cool stuff, but when you're pulling features from other sites into your ecosystem, and your ecosystem is as varied as Twitch's, there needs to be so much more unique implementation to take advantage of your unique platform.
Yeah.
They're not doing any of that. They're not really doing any creative implementation of any way. They're just kind of dropping it and going, use it. It's not like, which, some people are, but people like me are like, why? Like, give me some good reasons. Give me some cool tools. Can I select 3 clips and stitch them together with some text for a story? Can I, click a button and my 5 most recent viewed clips will auto combine into a story, and then I can just add a title. That'd be a cool story, right? My 5 most popular clips of that week, and I'll just throw that story up each week.
And then,
that kind of stuff.
They could automate that too.
Of course I could check a checkbox where it's like just conveyor belt my top 5 recent most popular things into a story. And look, all of a sudden, all game streamers are using stories.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that, man. They don't take that extra step. And this is for most Twitch features, let's be real. They usually just make them And then that next step of really connecting them into the ecosystem, that's where they fail. And when they don't do that, they just stop developing the system.
Yeah.
Bits, perfect example. Just floundered for years. Nothing was done with it.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden they just, hack some little things on here and there, and you probably won't see anything else for another 5 years.
Yeah. I guess the big question is, like, with the audience that they're potentially after with this most recent Twitch update being the TikTok audience, the Instagram audience, like, will it find that audience? I don't honestly know. Everyone that I've seen, granted it is a very small percentage of the platform being our streamer sphere, gaming focused streamers, fucking hate the mobile app. Like I'm purposefully not updating the app on my phone and have told it to not update because I don't want to see the new UI.
I'm the same way. And honestly, it's interesting because
I never use it. And I've never really regularly ever used the mobile app because but that's the thing. I'm a streamer, so I don't have like a commute or anything like that to like spend time looking at my phone. Like if I'm on Twitch, I'm at my computer already. I'm watching.
I have a very real question for you.
Good.
This might be a little prep. What do you do in the bathroom?
I have a bidet. It goes so fast now.
No.
I barely do. I barely spend any time in there.
Wow. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm in the bathroom at least 2 to 3 hours a day, so that's where I do my mobile stuff.
Oh, see, no.
I mean, I
stopped bringing my phone into the bathroom.
What?
Oh,
I know. It's weird.
What do you do? Wait, what do you do? Do you just like stare at the wall? Wait a second, we got to talk.
What do you do, Zeke?
You have game manuals like old PC gamers?
I eat dinner in the bath now, Zeke. How do you go?
Dude, okay, listen.
Bro, I made bath soup last week.
I was not always like that. I was very much a sit on the john for a good while, for a good 10, 15 minutes, whatever, just cuz. But now that my bathroom routine is so streamlined, it's just like no time to do anything. Like it's because
Zeke, how long were you watching for? Like you keep saying the today's streamlined. Like how much time are you saving exactly?
Two main things. One, I eat regularly, meaning like I eat at a regular time every day. So I have a regular poop schedule. It's between just, a handful of hours that I usually poop every day.
Okay.
It used to be not like that when I was just eating like junk, I was a bachelor, so I was eating like whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted and stuff like that. So my poop was not on a schedule. So that's one thing that helps. The other thing that helps is that it's healthy food-ish, HelloFresh. So it doesn't like give me the runs. I have like nice healthy poops. And the third thing, there's three things.
Okay.
The third thing is, I would put off wiping. I would just sit there and just like read. I mean, when do you use your phone in the bathroom?
When I am sitting on the toilet.
Right. Are you actively pooping the whole time?
The entire time, Zeke. For the entire 20-minute time. Yes.
You are actively pooping that entire 20 minutes.
Entire 20 minutes. I have to flush at least 3 times.
Okay. If you're sitting on the toilet, first of all,
I was wondering how long that was going to happen. Okay,
I think here we can talk about this. If that takes long, if it takes that long to get all of it out, there's something else wrong.
Probably.
But if it doesn't, and you're sitting there anyways, like I did, it's either pre-wipe, post-wipe, right?
Okay.
And now it takes so little time that I'm just like boop 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 out, back to my day. So I don't even bring the phone.
Shittiest episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
I thought that the shower bath, the dinner bath comment was going to steer no. Zeke took it and we went straight into the poop shoot, just.
Well, but I mean, you don't just stand there like, while you're peeing on your phone, like the whole time. You don't stand there for like 20 minutes, right?
I will PayPal you both $500 to shut up. Right now.
You're the one who asked.
Okay. I asked a singular question, not for a goddamn dissertation on your bowel movements. But that being said, I do appreciate it. I was curious for a lot of that stuff.
I hadn't talked for like 10 minutes previously, so I needed to get my time in, okay? But the main point of it is I don't use the mobile app. That's where we were going. That's where we started.
Oh my God, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. The Twitch
And we're
mobile
back!
app.
We're back! Okay, we're back on track. We did it. The circle's complete. So anyway, next Twitch
No, when
news.
I would use my phone, that
damn
was
it.
when I would use my phone. You're absolutely right. But now I don't have a commute. I don't lay in bed with it because I have a TV that's hooked up to a computer in my bedroom. So I use that. If I'm in my office, I sit at my desk, my computer's right here. So I barely use my phone to do stuff. Like it's for messages. And that's it.
Okay, fair enough.
Pretty much.
Fair enough. Yeah. I use the mobile app a lot.
No.
I
I
use
just
it a
saw a
lot.
total random line in my chat here. Mr. Monkey says, talking about shit, the Flintlock demo? I haven't tried that yet. Is it terrible?
I heard it was good. I thought people
It
in my
looked
chat
cool.
said it was good. Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was fun.
I'm still gonna try it, but that's unfortunate. I had hopes for that one. It looked a little clunky, but
Yeah.
I got us back on gaming.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So anyway,
There you go.
news, Twitch news.
Yeah, mobile app. I don't have any comments on it. I've heard it's not great, but couldn't say anything else after that.
No,
Real quick,
the few
real quick.
times that I have used the mobile app, it's shit. It is fucking garbage. I have
You're
hated
talking
it.
about the old one, though. You're not talking about
Yeah,
the new
you're
one.
not talking about the new
avoid
one,
it.
are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
The
Is there
old
a new
the
one?
old one was not good, but it recently got an update in the last couple weeks that forced to a lot of phones. And what it does is it adds this like randomization clip thing that opens up when it starts, and like the story stuff is there, and they messed up the interface. Basically, they like completely changed a big parts of it in a patch, and then did not like really adequately explain like we changed it because of this, and this is our vision, and this is what we want you to do with it. So a lot of people opened it up one day and were just like, "What the hell is this?" Like this is like they went to watch their favorite streamer, and they got like a weird, completely unexpected like timeline thing, and they're just like, "What is?" And it pissed off a lot of people, understandably.
Yeah.
Like they should not have just shadow dropped that. That was a bad decision.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Comms needs a talking to. But yeah, so that's not good.
Yeah. And that's kind of in terms of like the world of Twitch. We've also kind of discussed most of the stuff that happened at like SGF / Key 3 / Xbox event, all that type of stuff. And Cohh, how tired are you of talking about Dragon Age? are you Dragon Aged out at the moment?
I'm not, surprisingly not, but it's only because I'm no longer thinking about it. I've come to my conclusions.
Oh, you moved past?
Stated my feelings about it. Like for me, there's not really a lot left to discuss about Dragon Age, because I've gotten all my stuff out there, and people can just deal with it and yell at me if they want to, and that's just it. So, which is what's been happening. So that's where we are.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, I've already been through my 5 stages of grief. I'm currently on acceptance.
So it was the gameplay they showed did not do it for you then, is what I'm hearing and surmising from what you just said.
I have like a 60-page tweet and a video on this, but I'll TLDR it. The TLDR is that there are many different camps of Dragon Age fans. There are many of us that started and loved Origins, and there are giant Dragon Age fans that didn't care for or like it better how it is now in the more action thing. And those two communities are very much butting heads right now, because what they've shown of Dragon Age is a arguably just fine, decent action adventure game.
Right.
Sure, it may have problems. Like, yeah, there was some questionable dialogue. There's other things, but the game itself looked like it was running pretty well. Combat looked zippy, all sorts of little fun stuff. Now, the big issue is like it's not anything like Dragon Age Origins, like at all. We're talking about going from like a CRPG to a God of War, essentially, completely different genres.
Yeah.
like I said, there's two main camps. Some people don't care about that. Some people absolutely hate it and think that BioWare's lost its way. The new games are garbage. I haven't played this since DAI, et cetera, et cetera. So what we've been hearing out in the community is just basically lots of yelling from both of those sides. And I was and have been characteristically in the past part of that Origins crowd, where Origins was just so much deeper, such better characters. I realize I sound kind of like I'm looking through rose-tinted glasses. I played this game last year. It's a fantastic game.
I mean, I don't think you're looking at it like that's the game.
Yeah, it's
like
it's just a fantastic game.
That's
So
what that game is.
There's absolutely no question if you were to look at 30 minutes of gameplay from Origins and 30 minutes of gameplay from like the newer games, they're just not the same thing.
Totally.
It's okay to not like that. And that's what I think people don't understand. And that's what I feel is like the biggest issue with Dragon Age. It's okay for people to be mad that Dragon Age has changed genres over time. It's okay. And most importantly, people who like where it is now, you don't have to defend it. When someone says, I liked Origins better, you don't have to start defending the newer games.
Sure.
And that's what we keep seeing over and over and over. Sometimes between giant creators attacking each other. We're just like, y'all, shut up. You're literally arguing, like, who likes what ice cream flavor better? And you're trying to, so I kind of.
So what I'm hearing is you hate mint chocolate chip. That's what I'm hearing.
Completely. That's what I'm trying to say. So
Okay.
So that basically, like I said, I mostly kind of erred on the Origin side, but after really thinking about it, like talking about it on stream a lot, watching all the things, the thing I decided was I'm going to appreciate what Origins was. I'm going to fundamentally understand we're never going to see that again. If anything, if this franchise continues, it's going to become more of an action game. And when I want my CRPGs, I'm going to be going to Larian. I'm going to be going to Owlcat, because it is one of the best times for CRPGs that have ever existed. So the big thing where I've landed is essentially where it's just like, I'm going to play this game as an ARPG. I'm going to enjoy it as an ARPG. I've always liked DA lore. I like the characters. I really liked the end of the Inquisition DLC. I'm interested to see where they go with it. I'm hashtag Team Solus, and I will burn the world down to help my baldy friend. And I hope they give me that option. But that's kind of where I am. And the thing is that's made a lot of people very angry, because there has been some people that are very much like, you should be trying to make these better by like holding your stance on Origin, and somebody even suggested like boycotting the newer games, and I'm just like, dude,
that doesn't matter.
We are on this planet at best like 100 years. Like, please, dude, like, just there's gonna be times when you just need to take a deep breath and be like, let's just enjoy what's here. And if you really want to argue about something, just please a little bit more meaningful than this. Like,
yeah.
Let's not argue over opinions. If you don't want to play this game, fine, I get it. Especially if you're an old Origins fan. I would never tell you to play one of these newer games if you're like a hardcore RPG fan. But, that's just kind of where we are with it. And I'm going to play it. I'm going to hope it's good. And we'll go from there. But it's not, EAO's dead. We're never going to see another Dragon Age like that. Appreciate it for what it was and move on.
Yeah. I'm with you. I agree with you on all that. That's where I'm at.
I completely disagree.
Yeah.
Completely disagree.
Yeah. Are you outraged at his comment?
I am outraged that people don't get more angry about this type of stuff, and about how
you should go on Twitter. I think they get plenty angry. I think that there's yeah.
Zeke's like, I've never even played Origins, and the differences are stark.
No,
how does anyone put up with this?
Yeah, same thing that's happened like year in, year out with making sequels to any beloved anything.
Sure,
it's just people will want to hate, and it's great. And I love it.
Not only that, and there's this other completely different argument where it's like, not only do you make a sequel of a game, but then you change what the game is about.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at Darkest Dungeon 1 and 2. Exactly what they did. They did exactly what the Dragon Age devs were doing. They took their established formula that people loved, and they were like, let's evolve this into something completely different. It's kind of like the old stuff, but at the same time, it's something totally new. And it's like, that's kind of what happened with the Dragon Age franchise. Yeah. So granted, I would say simplification occurred in Dragon Age, where arguably it didn't in Darkest Dungeon, but it's a similar theme, where it's like, if it, at the end of the day, you kind of need to let them do what they want to do with their stuff. And if it doesn't go the direction you want, it's like, that sucks. But at the same time, it's, just don't buy it if you don't like it, and send your money somewhere else that you want to play and do more.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the other thing too.
The funny thing is,
you go ahead.
Sorry. Okay.
No. Politeness battle.
The funny thing is that the if you don't like something, the best thing you can do is A, don't buy it, but B, also don't talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you really want, like, if you really hate something, don't bring it up. The buzz will keep some shit going, and we'll get more sales for the thing that you hate.
Sure.
The phrase that reminds me of is the only emotion stronger than hate is total indifference.
Yeah, that is very true. That is,
and in some ways, that's even worse.
Yeah, if anything, hasn't this happened every single time since Origins around Dragon Age? Like everything that they've done for every game after Origins has just been this giant shit fest of shit slinging, of not. Then the game comes out, it does super well, and then they go to the next game and it because the game did well enough or did good enough that they go to the next game and change even more, then people are just more upset, and then it's probably gonna do well and blah 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 blah. Like, this is cyclical at this point, right? This is the third time it's happened.
You could say that it's cyclical, but I think the argument there would be it could have been wildly more popular if done properly. But yes, Dragon Age 2 had major issues, including like repetitive zones and all sorts of issues. DAI fundamentally changed the game from like an RPG into an ARPG. And this is now further down the path of ARPG. From what we've seen, they are seemingly bringing back like a few little nods to older games, like pausing combat and things like that.
Yeah.
But you're coming again. You look at the 3 abilities at the bottom of the screen, and you look at any DA Origin playthrough, and you're like, yeah, okay. So it's still very much down that. It's a continuation down that path of DAI that it set as precedent.
Sure. Yeah. And then there's also I had to go and actually find I think it was Jason Schreier who confirmed it, if I recall, from my quote unquote findings this past week. But this was supposed to be a game as a service, right? This was supposed to be a gas.
No,
it was not.
Oh no. Was,
yeah.
So it started as a live
not
service
anymore,
product.
but it was.
And during the course of development, it was basically said that it was going to be live service. The community rioted.
Yeah.
They said, you are effing crazy to make this a live service. And they said, okay, we won't do that. And they didn't, which is good. And they have been working the last few years on making it a single player. I will say, I did see this really strange quote from the creative director where someone was like, yeah, how are the quests going to be? And they were like, oh, all of our games or all of our quests in this game are handcrafted as you would expect from any Dragon Age game. And I was like, bro, you can't really say that when you try to jam a live service down our throat. I'm sorry, but there's rules. You can't say that you've been working on something to keep it like Dragon Age, and then you tried to sell us a live service until we basically said, if you do that, we're going to riot.
Yeah, they were just hitting a talking
That's a little
point.
Weird. Let's make sure, let's keep the messaging consistent here.
Yeah.
If anything, I think they should definitely lean into the fact where it's like, yo, we heard you. You know what I mean? No, they weren't designed as single player or multiplayer, or as single player. We moved them into multiplayer or single player because you wanted them. We worked to make this happen for you. So this kind of weird idea where it's like, oh, no, we always had your best intentions in mind. Really?
Yeah.
Did you? Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Okay.
Always a thing. The other crazy thing about this game, it's scheduled to come out this year still, right?
Yeah.
This is okay.
What I understand.
Yeah, it's wild to me that's the case. I suppose we will see what happens as it gets closer to that. We'll probably see it again, I would think, just for marketing purposes before it actually before it comes out. But
real quick thing to add. Somebody just added this in. And actually, this is a really good point because I don't know a lot of info on this. And what Semiotic says is the guy that said that quote wasn't even the game director at the time when it was going to be a live service. First of all, I was talking about the creative director. So I don't know if that's the same quote. But you do bring up the good point that I don't know if the team significantly changed when they decided to change it from a live service to a single player. That would make sense as people have different specializations. So maybe they brought in a whole bunch of new people. And maybe that guy at that point was the quest guy. Maybe they brought him in for the single player and that's what he was talking about. Would have been for some clarification. But that could be something that happened. I didn't look into the team change after the announcement.
Yeah. Well, that's the Dragon Age thing, and I'm sure it will continue raging on as it has all week. This is one of those things that I'm usually like, I'm aware when people get upset about a game, and I can kind of like judge just how upset people are. This went 2,000 comments in about 8 hours on a thread that I saw, which is fucking crazy. Like, that's an insane amount of people going back and forth. And that's not even counting like the Twitter engagement of just like flinging shit nonstop.
And it's important to mention, it's not all one-sided. It's not it's all people yelling at the devs. I mean, there is a violent separation in the DAI in the Dragon Age community.
Yeah.
Where some are all about this new angle. Many didn't like the old RPG. They didn't like it. It was too complex. They didn't want to play it. So now they're like, thank you for making like this game that is like much more my speed and much better. And they're like shouting down the people that are like, why do you want Origins back? We hate Origins. No, the further that we get, the better. And so it's gotten messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very messy.
It is very messy indeed. Moving forward in the news, did you guys see Miyazaki talking about Bloodborne? This is a very weird quote that PC Gamer pulled from a interview. The headline is Miyazaki, quote, knows for a fact, end quote, other From Software devs want a Bloodborne PC port. Quote, if I say I want one, I'll get in trouble, but it's nothing I'm opposed to. End quote.
What a weird thing to say.
What a very strange thing.
If I say I want one, I'll get in trouble. So I basically want one.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that I want it, I'm just not opposed to it.
I guess, yeah. It you start to think like, what is Sony holding this for like?
Oh, probably contract? 100%. 100%.
Well, it's 100%
I bet
a
you cannot
contract. There's no doubt.
contractually say.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I start to wonder like, what is the reason that Sony is holding this then? Is it actually that the contract is so convoluted that they can't? Is it they're holding it for like a PS6 release, kind of like what they did with Demon Souls?
Are they baking it like cryptocurrency?
Yeah,
they're just gonna like wait until max value and then drop it.
Yeah,
I just love that it sounds like mafia talk. It's like, hey, I don't want to say anything, but maybe I'm not against this. I'm not. Hey, listen, I didn't say nothing, but if something were to fall off the truck, I wouldn't be sad about it.
Yeah.
Somebody just said this in chat, and I have to admit, I don't know how many other people would be as turned on to this as I am, but I have to admit, I think this would turn some heads. What if they remade Bloodborne as a launch console exclusive?
For PS6, yeah. Yeah. Just like, they did it with Demon Souls, right? That's what Demon Souls is. That's what a lot of people are considering.
And what's even wilder is it's like they just remade Demon Souls a few years ago, so it's like that could mean we're kind of moving up the chain here. Like maybe that's the long-term plan.
Yeah.
Was to just conveyor belt out remakes after 10, 15 years.
Yep. He went on to in that PC Gamer article elaborate on the answer and said, quote, obviously, as one of the creators of Bloodborne, my personal, pure, honest opinion is I'd love for more players to be able to enjoy it, especially as a game that is now coming of age, is one of those games of the past that gets lost on older hardware. I think any game like that, it'd be nice to have an opportunity for more players to be able to experience that and relive this relic of the past. So as far as I'm concerned, that's definitely not something I'd be opposed to. That's like the more PRE, not headliney answer.
Yeah. But no, to answer or to comment on what chat was saying, you are all absolutely correct. There is no way, if he is not supposed to, that he could publicly say, I want a Bloodborne remake. That would, like he said, that would get him in trouble. Like he would get in probably contractual trouble to say that. So it's kind of weird that people keep asking. It's not the first time he said that. It's kind of like, guys, leave him alone a little bit. Don't get Miyazaki in trouble, please. we need him making games.
Yeah. Anyways, it's also, I think the reason he's probably saying a lot of that stuff is that it's part of the PR cycle for Elden Ring. They're getting ready to do, a big DLC launch. They announced they sold 25 million copies of Elden Ring this past week, which is wild. That's a huge thing. I think it was that the entirety of the Dark Souls series has sold 35 million, I think. Wow. Chat can fact check me on that. But yeah, Elden Ring's done well. It turns out they're also in this weird, perfect PR tsunami with like every major streamer on Twitch doing a huge Elden Ring push after the crazy success.
Everyone's getting ready.
Well, a lot of it too, I would put on Kai Sanat, who did a massive Elden Ring stream. And every streamer was like, wait, you can be successful still playing games on this platform. And then they all started also doing huge Elden Ring. I'm not going to go to sleep until I finish every boss run. And that's where we're currently at, as pretty much every stream above 10K is playing Elden Ring these days. So they typically don't, I would say, play games. But it's good for Bandai, right? Like and From Software, really. Because they wouldn't have gotten that press any other ways. I think Kai at like his peak had 250,000 people watching him, or maybe 300,000 people watching him. That's crazy amounts of PR to most likely an audience that had not already seen Elden Ring or had not already purchased Elden Ring. So pretty wild for sure. Going into the DLC, I would suspect, by the way, I haven't talked to the two of you about it, but we might not even have a show next Sunday. I don't know if I'll be able to tear Cohh away.
Sorry. Yeah. Just blame me. No.
Yeah. He'll be deep.
I told my management, I was like, if they float sponsors, just tell them no.
Tell them no.
Like well, I've reserved the 4 days after the DLC.
Oh, you mean other sponsors? I thought you meant sponsors.
I said if someone contacts us and says I want to sponsor on like the second day of Elden Ring, just be like, sorry, no, he's on vacation.
Yeah.
I, however, will be available on all of those days, for I will not be streaming Elden Ring. If you would like to sponsor someone, I can be bothered.
There you go. Yeah, launches. They put out the global release times Thursday. Is it Thursday at 6
Thursday
Eastern?
at 6 p.m. ET.
Yeah, is when it goes live here in the States.
Figuring out what the hell I'm going to do about that.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to start it, and another part of me wants to start it at 8 a.m. the next day when all of them have been playing for like 14 hours. It's kind of like, getting tired. Well, I'm feeling great. Let's go. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
I don't know when I'll start either. It's I was thinking about it with all of the like big streamers, people that, quadruple Cohh's audience, for example, like, 40, 50,000 plus people.
For Elden Ring, man.
You don't think they're going to be streaming that?
No. I think for me these days, with all the IRL people going to be, I'll be lucky to hit top 20.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like it's going to be the most saturated like category perhaps ever on Twitch for a release. Like I've never. It's very rare that a release brings in that many types of streamers.
Cyberpunk, the original Elden Ring, and now this.
Yeah.
Those have been the largest releases on this platform in recent memory.
Yeah.
And then if you want numbers-wise, some of the Fortnite stuff, but we're not talking about that.
Yeah. I just wonder,
funny enough, BD3 was not that big.
No,
BG3,
it was a slow burn, though.
Comparably.
It had a longer burn across.
Yep. BG3 was a mid-sized Twitch release that had a longer than average retention rate, which was nice. But it was not an explosive event.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you wonder, too, like...
RDR2? Not huge.
What was that?
Red Dead Redemption 2?
Not huge. Not big. Huge. Yeah. I would say this will probably be the biggest game release until GTA 6, and then GTA 6 will probably be pretty massive on the platform. Potentially.
Man, we're actually getting close to GTA 6. Huh?
Yeah, GTA 6 is next year.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'd say in lieu of like some kind of major game doing a drops campaign or something, that might be accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not doing, there's no like gifted sub or any drop program, right, with Elden Ring? I haven't heard
Not
anything
that I know of. Nothing.
about it.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's the last thing they need to do.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh my god. D4 expansion? Nah. D4 is I mean, people are going to watch D4 because it's Diablo, but it's never going to get back to where it was on release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing that could even compete would be GTA 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
And that dude, GTA 6 is going to be so massive just because the entire monolithic RP community is going to be joined in with the monolithic GTA fan base, and then all of the streamers wanting to stream it. I mean, it's going to be a conglomeration of so many different. It's going to be a phenomenon.
That'll
GTA 6 is
definitely
gonna
be
a
big.
phenomenon.
Yeah.
It is going to be a wild time to live through. That's for sure. Probably the biggest release of all of our lives to that point in terms of.
Is there any
I would
way,
agree.
global?
just as a thought experiment, is there any way that by any metric that the Elden Ring DLC or GTA 6 fail?
No.
Well, no. Excuse
Okay.
me. It would completely depend on how you define failure and from what perspective. So, I mean, GTA 6 is going to be a multi-billion-dollar thing. It is easily going to recoup its cost, no question. But there are going to be people that are going to be expecting different levels of success, and even low billions might be considered failures to some. So it all like it's all when you say like failure or success, you have to define a little bit more. Do you mean like are they going to make back the amount they cost? No question on both fronts, absolutely no question. But in terms of how much of a success, it's going to be interesting, especially when you consider that the Elden Ring DLC made an optional boss, arguably one of the harder ones, something you have to beat to progress. So it's like a lot of Elden Ring gamers are going to look at that boss and just be like, eh. And you also have to keep in mind that the Elden Ring DLC, the subsect of that, do you think a lot of people are going to buy the Elden Ring DLC that have not already bought the base game? Like, what percent of players do you think that is? And if that's not a large percentage, that means that every single person who is going to buy the Elden Ring DLC has to be within the amount of people that bought the original game, which then just even further cuts how many people can buy it. So it's kind of like the same situation the Final Fantasy devs are running into with their 3 epics, where it's like every time you let one out, you're just like massively reducing your audience. And by the time the 3rd Final Fantasy remake comes out, like that game is going to sell terribly, horribly. No, I'm not kidding.
No,
In fact, Square's already
already
concerned
saying
about it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And that's because you have to have played these huge 100-hour games to even buy the 3rd one. So, you know, that's kind of what we're dealing with. And it's really hard in situations like this to tell like how much of the game's audience is going to want to take that plunge when the barriers to get to there are things like mode. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah. That is a
I
good
mean,
point.
as of my tweet a couple weeks ago, that funny enough, I think it was like last week during the
It was
show.
last week.
Maybe, yeah, something like that. That tweet at that point, 36% of Steam players had the achievement to kill Moog. And this was like a couple weeks before the expansion. Now, granted, that number's going to skyrocket as we get closer to the expansion, as people learn and figure out what they have to do to do it. That's still wild to think that they're selling a game that theoretically only 40% of their current player base could even play. And that's not including consoles. That percent is under 20% on consoles at the time of that tweet. Like Xbox, I think, was 18%. Chad is saying right now it's 38.9%. So that means in a week, it's moved up less than 3% as we get closer to the release. So that information is interesting. And they're being very public about it. So it's like, I wonder how that's going to affect sales.
It is a good point.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. We will
Also,
see.
somebody brought up the really good point that GTA 6 is probably going to be a console only thing. That is a good point.
It is a
We'll
good
see.
point, but I
It's
don't
still going to
think
be
it
huge.
cares.
It's still going to be huge.
Oh yeah, I don't think it matters. Like,
God, oh my! What if they GTA 6 on a console, like on a release? Holy shit, dude!
what do you mean?
If they make GTA 6 like release when a new console does by one of the big guys.
Oh, yeah. Well,
What would that line up with? Would that line
The
up with anything?
Switch 2? I don't think Nintendo's like, oh yeah. I can't wait to get
Mario comes out with gold chains and earrings.
Yeah,
he's like,
Peach.
we go in a different direction, baby.
This is my whole Peach right here. Well, look what's going on, guys.
No. I think he just.
Hey, Peach, how'd you do today, baby? How'd you do? Come over here and get Mario some sugar.
He keeps the same voice, just says different dialogue. Like, oh shit, here we go again.
It's a me, Mario, motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh god. That's it.
Oh,
That's
man.
gonna be the big megaton news. Mario is in GTA 6 and it's launching on the
I love how
Switch
someone
2.
in my chat is like, I would buy the shit out of that.
Oh, yeah, I'd buy it.
Dude.
I'd buy it twice, yeah.
Oh God.
It's me,
The entire.
Let's go bowling.
Will a modder please make the entire Nintendo universe in a GTA game?
Yeah.
If you could do that and you would like to be funded, contact me.
Toad's a drug
I
dealer.
would love. Now, granted, you will get in legal trouble. So now, and no, I will not pay you for this. I retract every offer I just made. Message me.
The
but,
Goombas are a gang.
Yeah. I would never pay for something like that. Shoot me an email.
Where does Bowser fit in? Is Bowser the mayor?
Ooh, the police chief.
Oh.
No, maybe
The police chief
I
who's
figure-
also a drug lord.
I was just gonna say, I
Yes!
view him as like a drug lord,
And he
like
sells
in,
Goomba shrooms.
like these like really flashy like suits, and he's on like a yacht. Yeah, that's how I
Okay.
picture Bowser.
Now-
for sure.
Now I want a picture of Luigi, like, against some trash cans in an alley, like, with this horrible look on his face. He's got a half-eaten Goomba in his hand, just like... Okay, I'm sorry.
Luigi's the drug addict who's trying to get his life on track. Yeah.
Addicted to Goombas.
Yeah.
Yes, he's trying to get his life on track. Yeah. It's great. It's great. Nintendo,
I tell you,
can
man,
contact
you know,
us. We'll just.
You don't even need to pay for these ideas, Nintendo. We're just
Yeah.
giving them to you. I
Yeah.
mean, this is... I tell you, man.
That's true. That's true.
I tell you.
Turtles are on the street, like saying, like, "Oh, you could jump on my shelf for $10. I just need a fix, man."
Yep.
Oh, my God. I love it.
This is all just free ideas we're just putting out there.
Listen, dude, there's like some big like claymation YouTube channel right now, just like
Yeah,
it's like taking notes.
exactly. It's huge. It's
Oh
huge.
God.
They might have already done it on Robot Chicken or something.
I was gonna
They
say, you
probably
know what?
have.
This probably exists. This probably
Yeah.
exists already. Yeah. To think this is a new idea is a little naive, I think.
That is true. That is true.
Oh, by the way, just real quick, it was the Father's Day present. This is
Is that the Bluey?
my Bluey shirt.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta know, why is Bluey like bluing up?
Because it's a good show.
Bluey is f***ing awesome. Bluey
Okay.
is an amazing show. And the reason why is because every show is not only entertaining, but it teaches really, really good messages to both kids and parents at the same time. There's entire episodes that revolve around the parents. Like one of the more recent episodes, the whole episode is about how a mother feels like she's not a good mother. And like a dad that feels another one's like a dad that feels guilty about having to work too much. Like there's really, really like good, meaningful stuff. In the last episode I watched, the dad was throwing away his kids' drawings. And I start watching this and I'm like, what are you doing? Like the dad was throwing them in the dump. And Bluey was like, what are you doing? I made those for you. And I was like, oh my, how are they going to save this? Like, good luck, Bluey. And the dad turns around and he's like, no, this is recycling. And we're going to recycle these papers so other kids can make drawings for their parents. And then they're going to be happy. Do you want me to do that? And Bluey's like, oh yeah, take my pictures, throw them away. And I was just like, oh, this is so beautiful. And it's that kind of thing. So it's just, the show it's just really, really good. It's a really, really great show. And I know for the record, many adults watch this show that don't have children.
Yeah. My brother's tried
Just
to
a
influence
super,
me.
super
'cause he watches it
wholesome
all.
show. Do you want to feel good? Just in general, do you not feel good right now? Do you want to feel good? Go watch Bluey. Oh, you don't want to feel good. Oh, you're good. Never mind. Just keep
Yeah.
watching this then.
Yeah, that
You don't want to feel good? You stay right here.
We got you
That was a good
covered.
message.
We got you. Oh, we got you. Yeah. So if you want to feel good, go watch Bluey. Want to keep feeling whatever you are now, just chill here.
Yeah.
Dude, I cry at the drop of a hat these days. It's fucking crazy. So if I watch that, I'll be a goddamn mess.
You will.
Yeah.
I'm just because I needed something to put in the background. I'm rewatching the MCU, and I just got to the end of Guardians 2, and I'm just like, I was a fucking bawling mess, like right
From
before my
Guardians
stream.
2? Oh, okay. No, that is pretty. Never mind.
Yeah, the ending.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Mary Poppins, y'all, and all that stuff.
yeah.
No.
I was just like, I gotta go stream. Why did I do this?
Yeah, that's a lot.
They made a Bluey Warhammer 40K video.
Someone linked that in the chat. Yeah. House of a Thousand Furries.
I have not bookmarked a video harder in a. Okay.
I don't know what. Wait, are you looking at the same one I am? House of a Thousand
House
Furries.
of a Thousand Furries.
Okay.
It's apparently a Bluey thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this later.
Wait, I'm not. Never mind. I'm not taking the show. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Oh God, I'm
I don't
skipping
wanna
through
know.
it. This is not safe for general consumption. Okay.
I don't want to know.
I should have known that.
possibly be?
I should have known that when Warhammer 40K was involved. I should have taken a guess. Nothing
with
is
the
good
title.
when Warhammer 40K is involved.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Anyways, video game news. That Diablo. You guys remember that Diablo 4 trailer where they rip apart that person's arm? You
The
remember
Yeah.
arms split and stuff.
Hellraiser, that guy?
Apparently, they
A person-
toned that trailer down from what it was originally.
Really?
Yeah, and it was
Well, we
even.
saw
Wait.
the toned down
Time
version?
out. We saw the toned down version?
Yeah. Apparently, that was toned down.
Brother, they dissected that woman.
I know.
How do you go further than dissection?
Yeah, I want to. I don't want to know, but I also curiosity does. Like, how fucking worse? Do you think they go to the legs?
I'll tell you what happened.
And they like
No, I'll tell you what happened. I bet you she separated out. I bet you that's what it was. I bet instead of her splitting and stuff, I bet you she ripped apart. That's so
Maybe.
Diablo, and I bet you that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Removing limbs and disfigurement is a different kind of violence according to the ESRB. So I wonder if body is, they have a specific term for it, body disformation or something. I wonder if that's why they're going to
Vivisection.
do it. Is that what it is? Maybe. They have
Might
a
be
specific,
right.
I remember looking this up a while back. There's a difference between like gore and violence and like dismemberment. That is a thing. So maybe that's related? I don't know.
Maybe.
How do I know that? Because I looked up ESRB stuff a long time ago when I was trying to get the ESRB people involved in helping with the monetization stuff for free-to-play games. It's a long story.
Dove into the ESRB.
I did.
He'd win it.
I wanted to see if there was any way we could make it so the ESRB would add badges for monetization on products, and it turns out no, because that's not what they're interested in at all.
Yeah.
They don't care. They just don't care. So, and it's
All right, pop quiz. What does ESRB stand for? Because I don't know. I know what it is.
ESRB.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's a ratings bureau. It's Entertainment something ratings bureau.
Yeah.
Okay.
ESRB.
Software.
Entertainment Software Rating Board.
Entertainment Software Rating Board.
Okay.
There you go. A
There you go.
self-regulatory body that independently applies and enforces rating. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The
It's kind of like
ESRB
if you're real quick. ESRB is the NA version of PEGI. If you're familiar with
Yes. Yeah.
that. It's the same thing, slightly different implementations, but
Does the
Pan-European game information, by the way.
Does the ESA regulate the ESRB? Or are they not related at all?
the emotional support animal. The European Space Agency. What do they have to do with this? Okay, no,
They own everyone.
so the
Space
Entertainment
lasers.
Software
Let's
Association.
talk about it. Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, I think they do, and this is weird. I always thought the ESRB was a government body that was like protecting us from the evil video game people. Nope, turns out the video game people just all got together and they were like, we need a way to show you what's in the game so you know what's good to give to your children.
Yeah.
So that's essentially what it is. But yeah, so I believe it's part of that whole kind of large-scale co-op of game devs.
Yeah.
Got together and decided to make that.
Yeah. Cohh, we're gonna go back to you again. Did you check out that Avowed gameplay that came out on Tuesday or Monday? Any thoughts on that? Looks.
I'm personally feeling a lot better about the game. But,
Yeah.
you know, funny enough, there are tangents to how I feel about Dragon Age as I do Avowed, where you know it's a different perspective on something I've loved in the past. I tend to love the past versions more, but I'm definitely willing to give the newer versions like a real chance and see where they're going to go. A lot of this made me feel a little bit better too. There's a little bit more customization than I expected. The story is very cool. They did let a little slide about what the story is going to be about and who your main character is. Real quick, I like they talked about it in this video. I don't want to spoil it if anyone's avoiding it. I'd love to.
You want
mention it
spoiler
if it's
tags?
there.
Sure.
Let's pop up the spoiler tag real quick. I know there's some people avoiding this, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
But okay, spoiler tag. So what's really cool is in the Pillars of Eternity universe, there are these. There's like a race, and it can actually be any race. Let me say it again. Any race, any kith, can be a godlike. And what that means is that one of the gods in the world infuses that person with aspects of themselves. So like a fire, if a human was picked as a fire god, like his head may be on fire the whole time. If a Amwana was picked as a water godlike, his face may be covered in scales, that kind of thing. The premise in Avowed is your character is a godlike, but nobody knows from what god. And it's really, really strange because
cool.
the whole point of godlikes is they're supposed to be like surrogate avatars. Like the point of a godlike is that they clearly represent their god. So your character is a godlike and nobody knows whose. And that's really interesting because like the whole point of godlikes and stuff in the previous games, it was all very kind of like in concrete, set in stone. Everyone knows everything. This is how it is. This is how the world functions. So to have this new thing in this one, especially considering they mentioned that it takes place after the end of Pillars of Eternity 2, where some really interesting things happen to like how the world functions, it means that Avowed could be playing with some very, very interesting, cool story stuff. And that alone may make this game worth playing if you are a Pillars of Eternity.
Yep.
There you go. That was cool. I like as somebody who really loves story in these games, like that kind of immediately hooked me. That sounds interesting. Because the idea of a new god coming into the universe of Pillars of Eternity would be like foundationally shaking in terms of what the previous games mean and how the whole world functions and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, should be cool.
Spoiler tags off. Yeah, this is a full like 27-ish minute interview that the Xbox podcast did. They show a bunch of different gameplay and talk more about what Cohh was just talking about in the video. So if you're interested in Avowed, definitely go check it out.
And if you'd like to watch my dumbass comment on it, this is on my YouTube with a whole bunch of commentary during it as well.
Nice. Which YouTube? You have so many these days.
Dude, I have two. Okay. Basically, I like to keep it simple. We have my non-YouTube version and my YouTube version.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. All the long form stuff goes on my old YouTube with all the normal stuff, and the new YouTube is like everything on is like shorts and highlights and specifically curated for YouTube. So
got it.
We're trying to make it as simple as possible. It's been very confusing.
Yeah. I'm trying to find information on, I guess, Starfield. I actually played, this is a weird thing to say in 2024. I played Starfield the other day because I wanted to check out the Creation Club update. And chat was telling me just now that apparently it's being bombed, review bombed on Steam, whatever you want to call it, because of that whole thing.
Creator Club?
Yeah, because of the Creator Club. I guess it's just because they're charging for this stuff, because there is some microtransaction within the Creator Club. I think there's is it just the $7 mission? Oh. So there's a $7
paid
mission.
mods.
Yeah. It's charging for a quest. That quest is Bethesda created, correct? Yeah, that's the $7 mission from Bethesda.
They also put content on this store?
Yes, it's a Bethesda mission that they put into the Creation Club for $7.
Okay.
And it's not very in-depth. It's not a long quest, but it's $7.
Explain how that works. What like Bethesda put a quest in Stardew Valley?
It's a DLC. No.
What?
What the Starfield. Starfield.
Oh, you said Starfield. I heard Stardew Valley, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, that's totally my confusion. That's it. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Laugh it up, assholes! Laugh it up! I misheard.
Now, wait. Now I want Starfield Valley. Wait, I want to. Hold on. No. I guess that'd be called Mind Living.
Oh,
anyway,
man, I really fucking derailed that. I apologize.
No,
Please,
I'm glad.
continue hating on Bethesda.
Look, if you did that, there's chances that there was a viewer that was like, "Why are they talking about Stardew Valley and mods and Bethesda?" Yeah.
No, Chad. Zeke doesn't smoke. Chill.
Yeah.
He just drinks a lot.
Anyways, this is the creation.
No, I'm
club
just
here.
old and stupid. There's no excuse.
Zeke, just tell people you smoke, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah. This is
It's probably because I'm around it all the time.
This is all the stuff that's there. It's pretty early days. I think it's only 10 days or so of the Creation Club.
Quick question. Is it only being review bombed because of this, or is it being review bombed also because the other stuff wasn't good?
It is being review bombed, looking at this article.
Let me go look.
It's literally just the Creation Club stuff that people are upset about. Specifically,
if you go to
that $7
Creation Kit in game development, it's very positive. Let me check Starfield itself, which is a little weird.
I think it's the Starfield itself thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's strange. It didn't go to there to put that up.
People are mostly upset about that $7 mission.
These are different ones. 49 hours. Piece of shit. 45 hours. Game makes me sad. 54 hours. They added paid mods again.
Yes.
That's the whole after 54 hours. Like, that's where we are.
Yeah.
102 hours. Not looking forward to the new Elder Scrolls. Such a shame.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the top one. Concept is good, but as you progress in the game, it gets so ungodly tedious to play.
Oh, that might just be the game though.
It is.
Yeah, that's not.
It was posted October. But that's the top. That's one of the top
okay.
reviews
He's
of
just
the
commenting
entire
on.
thing.
He's just commenting on the game in general. Yeah. But yeah, I downloaded. I didn't download the $7, or I didn't pay for the $7 mission. But I grabbed all of the Star Wars mods, which is really weird because I don't know how that works. Having Star Wars in Starfield. But it was great because I was running around as the Mandalorian. It was awesome. I had a great time just seeing all the different stuff that they put in the game when it came from Star Wars. I fought there's right here, there's a AT-AT, or ATST rather, that you can fight. There's also different alien races from Star Wars walking around. Also, there's Batman. My chat wants to point out that was also really obscure, that you could just play as Batman, because why not? And it made me just really want a Star Wars game in this world. I want a full conversion Starfield mod where you just play in the Star Wars universe. So hopefully that's coming down the line. And then it also made me realize that I guess I'm excited for Star Wars Outlaw, and that's why all this started in the first place. And a lot of that stuff does exist on Nexus mods already, in terms of the different Star Wars things. You can get like a X-Wing or the Millennium Falcon as all the ships, but there's something that's nice when it comes to modding, that you just go to the Creation Club and you hit download and then you hit play, and that's the game. Like, I don't have to do anything in folders or mess with the mod loading order or any of that shit. I just click play, download, click play again, and there we go. But still Starfield at the end of the day. So I didn't play much past that. There's the ATST, which is, for all intents and purposes, it's very well modeled. It looks fantastic. This is also the first time I had played the game post like performance fixes, I guess, after the launch of it, however long ago that was. It ran really well, so that's good. But it's still Starfield at the end of the day. So you got to play that if you're looking to jump back in. And the mods, like I said, on the creation store are pretty bare bones at this moment. You just have a bunch of silly little changes, nothing super, super crazy. Most of that stuff just exists on Nexus. So we'll see where it goes, but it is being downvoted, like I said, because that mission is $7 that you get a sniper from, I think is what you get from it. Bruce Green, I think, did it, if you want to see footage of the mission. It didn't take him very long on stream. But they'll be adding more stuff to it, I'm sure. And maybe I'll go back and revisit it in the coming months.
Yo! No way! Hold on. I'm sorry. This is directly related to what we're talking about. New Todd interview up. Confirmed Shattered Space is entirely handcrafted, not procedural, set mostly in one area, and multiple more expansions planned. I'm sorry, but that blew my mind. We were talking about that exact thing.
Okay.
That's huge. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
That's huge. No. That one of the biggest complaints about Starfield was the fact that they departed from what made Bethesda. They departed from their big handcrafted awesome maps and big explorable worlds for all these little procedural gimmicks. That was one of the biggest issues with Starfield, is that they left that behind. So one of the things I said is, I hope in the first expansion, like many others have been saying this, we hope they return to what made them special, what made people go, we hope that this is like going to be the next Skyrim. Is this hopium? Not really. I mean, we've all seen what Starfield has to offer. It's not going to be amazing, but it's going to be way more in line with our expectations. And let me tell you how awesome expectations are when they're managed properly. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. Is it going to be awesome? No, probably not. It's freaking Bethesda. Let's be real. Skyrim was never awesome, but it might be okay. It might be pretty cool. And the fact that it's like actually not like procedural mess, it's not what Bethesda's good at. Maybe some of the stuff we like will shine through again.
Maybe. Yeah.
Opium? Yes. But also a possibility. Let's be real. It's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I look at all that stuff as just more things for modders to mess with. So there's not really a downside from it or to it from that side of things for me.
Holy copium? Dude.
Modders can fix anything. That's what I look at Bethesda games as. Bethesda games, modders can fix everything.
Cohh's takes are so bad. Oh, I know, they're the worst.
I think that's kind of it for news chat. Did we miss anything big? This is kind of a shocker. I don't know if it's newsworthy. We can talk about it if you guys want. Destiny 2 is now tied for the best reviewed game of the year so far. When it comes to the final shape, it's tied with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the moment on Metacritic.
Like, I feel so good for Bungie fans, especially one that's stuck with them for so long through all like the dark times. Like, makes me wish I liked Destiny.
I mean, it's really good.
It's a real awesome. It's in a great place, and everyone seems to be enjoying it, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Destiny.
It's in a really good spot. Tied at 92 right now with Rebirth. Animal Wells in third at 91. Balatro at 90.
Oh.
And then rounding
91.
out fifth place is The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, which is really weird. And then Tekken 8, Horizon Forbidden West, which I think was the PC launch. Like a Dragon at 8. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes at 9. And Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance at number 10. We could talk about that if you want, because I know Zeke and I both did a sponsored stream for it. We've only got about 30 minutes left. We can run through them
real quick.
Pretty quick.
You're talking players actively right now or sales?
Sales. No. Sorry. Neither. That's review scores. Reviews.
Oh. Review.
Yeah.
Animal Well has 31,000 reviews.
What
you said? What did you say about Animal Well?
Animal Wells in third. Dude, you got to close your chat sometimes.
I'm not even reading chat. I was just listening. I didn't hear you. Maybe that's why Zeke misheard you earlier, because you're actually like, I was listening and I misheard you.
Guys, I'm just speaking.
I wasn't even reading chat.
I heard him perfectly. I don't know what you're talking about, Cohh. I have no idea.
What?
Oh my God. He was talking about reviews and he said Animal Well was in third. And that's exactly what he said. And I heard every word of it.
I could have sworn he said the amount of reviews Animal Well had, but maybe that was the next number and I just read that.
No, I'm just glad someone else is taking some heat right now for that shit because I feel like a fucking
I thought I heard Animal Well and then 91,000 or something, but maybe that was the next thing you said. I must have just told you, sir. We good.
Animal Well was great. By the way.
Didn't play it.
Oh, now I have to quit smoking.
Yeah.
91 was the score. There it is.
Yeah.
No, that's not right because it's 95.
No, 91 was the score of Animal Well at third place. Destiny 2, Final Shape, and Rebirth are 92, tied for first right now.
Puff Puff Pass. What is that? Oh.
Anyways, Zeke, how did you find SMT5 Vengeance? Now on the PC, #ad. We both were sponsored for it, so that's why I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I did a sponsor stream, and coming from a Persona background and not having played any SMT, I still felt like I was jumping into something very familiar. Yeah. It felt like a different game, but not too different where I didn't recognize a lot of like the enemy types and like the names they were using. Like they still use terms like Rakukaja and stuff like that for like, you know, the suffix and prefix for like single target, you know, multiple target, defense, attack. Like they use a lot of the same terms and stuff. And that makes sense because it's from the same universe. Like Persona came out of SMT, Shin Megami Tensei series.
Yeah.
But it's also I did quote JP and I will quote him again. It is a JS RPG. It is a turn-based RPG game, and it has a lot of like surprisingly similar mechanics as like Persona games with the one more that from Persona they call it. I can't remember what they call it in this. I'm sorry, but they have the same kind of thing. Like you hit them with the
mobs
weakness,
are weak.
Yeah, you hit them with the weakness, and you get to get a free attack or get another attack point or action point, I guess is what they're called. Press turn. Thank you. That's what they're called in this is press turn. But like the things that, because I very like 2 hours is, you basically haven't played the game at all if you play 2 hours of any of these kind of games.
Yeah.
But in the 2 hours, like there's a very familiar feeling to it if you played any of the Persona games. The music is kick-ass. It's really good. It's a little bit more rock, a little bit more metally, crunchy guitars and that kind of stuff. The themes start out a little bit darker than they do. Like they take it started out in a high school, I think. And then that was it. Like for the first 2 hours, it was just like, here you go, high school stuff. And then now you're just going to go fight monsters. Like, oh, good.
Yeah.
So they take a lot. It seems like
it removes a lot of that.
Yeah, from what I heard from people, it's like they take a lot of the social aspect of Persona games out. Like, or excuse me, they added them into Persona since that came afterwards. There's more social interaction stuff in the Persona games versus the SMT. So this is more core gameplay, like JRPG gameplay. And it's the one thing I will say that is it's the UI is a little bit harder a little bit more confusing. Not as like first time user friendly as like some of the Persona games were. And but it's one of those things like once you get used to it, it's like okay, it becomes second nature. But like when you're trying to level up something or you're trying to like fuse something together, like in the fusion menus and shit like that, like it's not really like I had to get people to tell me like, but what do I put it here? Oh, I just erased that ability in place of this ability. Okay, shit. So I had to reload a save. Like I didn't want to lose shit. I didn't want to lose the Zeo spell or whatever.
Yeah.
That I did. So I had to go back, reload a save, put like Zeo and Agi because I wanted my main character to have, you know, the initial like in Persona, I wanted like the initial like
level
elements
1 spells.
so I can do weaknesses and get those go agains or whatever they're called, get press turns. So I get those. But yeah, it's I could definitely see like it's a great game. It's and the fact that the reason why we're doing a sponsored stream for it is because the new version and PC release Vengeance, the new version of Vengeance and the PC release were coincided. And it's people were just like, holy shit, the Switch sucks. Like,
Well, that's
yeah,
I did a sponsored stream for this when it launched on the Switch a year ago, and it was a really weird stream because the entire time I'm like, God, this game it's really running at 20 FPS, huh? Like man, this game's combat's fun at 15 frames right now. I'm really having a blast. So this is like, if you're waiting to play the game, now's the time. It's not a graphical powerhouse, but they are using, one of my chat members was quick to point out, I think this is the first time since Persona 5 ish, whenever that came out 5 years ago, that they actually updated a lot of the models for the monsters. And so the models actually look really good compared to like old Persona games. They're just updated, which is a cool thing to see. And I hope they continue to update those whenever we get Persona 6 or whenever we see them again. Chad, it's 5 years. It's not 20. It's not 8. We don't need to do the math. Okay, guys, let's not do that. It's too long. But short and sweet. If you want the combat from a Persona game, that's this game. It is very much combat focused. It does not have the social links. I've heard the chat was saying the story is like okay. It's not the main draw. The combat and the gameplay is really what you're playing this for, and I think it's like a 80-hour game or a 70-hour game. It's beefy.
And also, like, I was playing it on casual, like the casual difficulty. And it was like, I still died. I was like, I'm going to play it on easy mode so I can show off the game for the sponsors, for the sponsor portion. And it's still like, it wasn't easy. I'll say that. So I'm guessing the game normally, or if there's a hard mode, like it's challenging as shit, I'm sure.
I played on hard. It wasn't too bad. You definitely had to like use the game systems or you would die. Like you couldn't just auto attack everything in the beginning for sure. And I got to the first boss and it was fine. Maybe the difficulty ranks up from that. But it wasn't super bad.
Now the first boss, did you fight like a group of things?
No, the first boss is like a proper boss. There's like you get some extra characters in your group that are not monsters.
I must not have got there then.
Yeah.
Because it looked like it was going to be a boss fight, and it didn't end up being a boss fight. Or it was, but it was technically a boss fight.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the thing that I saw, because I saw this big red thing. I'm like, oh, that's a boss. And I go up to it and fight it, and that's not a boss.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a boss.
Yeah. It was right after that. A little bit after that.
I must have just
stopped.
Yeah, I play slow. I play game slow. And I'm bad.
It's fine. Anyways, that's out. Apart from that, like demos, I think were the biggest thing this past week. So you didn't miss much on your vacation, Cohh, while you were out. Apart from all the demos.
Play a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be spending this week doing Elden Ring prep in the morning and probably demos in the afternoon.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is Altars on your list?
Oh, shoot. No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Alan Wake 2 DLC tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Elden Ring prep and all that stuff. Altars, yes, big time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Alex, and I feel like in a lot of ways it's kind of his magnum opus. So I'm very interested in seeing that game. I've also heard the game itself is just kind of cool.
It's very cool.
I don't very unique concept.
Yeah, Zeke, I'm sure you played the Altars. You do like a fucking ton of demos, so I'm sure you jumped into that. I'm not going to show any footage of it. It's a short-ish demo. It's around, I think, like 45 minutes to an hour. But it's very cool. It looks very good graphically. I think the gameplay will be fun, although it's kind of light in the demo. But Altars is probably one of the better ones that I played in the few demos that I played this past week. What else did I check out? I think it's worth shouting out Sworn, which we all played.
Yes.
Granted, it was
I was gonna
sponsored. That's really good. At the end of the day, it's Hades
That was
co-op.
weird to be sponsored, and it's like probably in the top 3 of the demos that
I actually
played,
wanted
and
to play that.
like 50 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually tried to convince JP to play it again this show. But it didn't work out.
I've had a lot of people actually hit me up and say like, "Hey, do you want to play Sworn?" Just casually.
Oh man,
It's a good game, man. It's a ton of fun.
that must be fun to have friends. So real quick, what is it like with the? Did you guys do Falling Aces?
I did not. That's or Zeke would have to be the one. I was very limited in my demos. Zeke, did you do Falling Acids?
I did not. I didn't get to that one. I still have. Well, I have 29 demos in my demo thing that I did not play, and I played 50. So like, I downloaded like fucking
Jesus.
80 games. I downloaded like 80 demos and got through as many as I could. So I'm gonna miss a few.
Jesus.
But yeah, Fallen Aces was one of those ones that was just on the edge and just didn't, because I did my pick and then a random pick, just to get a nice flavor of whatever.
Yeah.
And Fallen Aces never got in there, but I do have a list of. I was sitting here making a list, and I have a list of 15 that I really enjoyed, and I don't think it's finished quite yet, but I can just rattle off the list of games that I think are worth playing for both of you guys and a lot of people.
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure. Please,
Do it.
please.
I got sponsored for this. Just let me preface this. I got sponsored for this, but if you like This Is the Police, it's the Hollywood Animal by the creators of This Is the Police.
Oh.
Did I glitch out for a second? Or are we good?
No. I didn't. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought,
Sorry,
I didn't realize that was by them.
Jump. Yeah. It's by the creators of This Is the Police, called Hollywood Animal. It's a lot of reading, but it's so is This Is the Police. It's very much a modular upkeep kind of a thing where you're in the golden age of Hollywood, and then you have to deal with all you have to build a studio, you have to make films, you have to hire actors, and everybody periodically an alcoholic will have an alcoholic problem that you have to solve. A gambler will have a gambling problem you have to solve. Whether it's a producer, an editor, an actor, or whatever, shit like that. So they throw shit at you, and it's really fun. I actually did enjoy it. I ended up playing it 45 minutes longer than the sponsored stream was. Altars, we already talked about Altars.
Very good.
Blueprints. And it's 2 words, Blue Prince, like Son of the King Prince, but it's supposed to be a homonym. Blueprints. That was really good.
That one got recommended to me. Yep.
Yeah, it's good. That one's worth checking out for sure.
Nice.
I'm gonna download that one now.
If you like if you're a fan of Peglin kind of stuff, Dungeon Crawler was actually pretty fucking fun.
I like that.
Where it's the mechanic is you have it's like a claw game, and you fill the claw game with weapons, shields, all that kind of stuff, and you have to try and grab it to do damage to enemies. It's like a turn-based combat system, but you have to add stuff to your claw game.
Yeah, I remember seeing the videos for this. Yeah,
it's fun. Yep. That was pretty fun. I played Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers.
Of course,
and that one is it's like Balatro, but with blackjack.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can describe it, and it's a very accurate description. Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers is you go against other blackjack players. It's like playing against the dealer in a real blackjack table, but the cards they have different kind of cards that they throw in: business cards, tarot cards, punch cards, all these different cards. And they all have all these different mechanics, just like Balatro, with the jokers.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's well done. It's a little I compared it to Magic the Gathering, where it's a lot of rules. They every card has a new set of a couple of sentences of rules. So you're just oh god damn, I'm gonna keep track of all this shit. But I'm guessing once you start getting used to it, you just glance at the card, you're oh, I know what that shit does. But yeah, at the beginning, it's a little a little bit on the reading side. The other one I said, this one, it's a Souls-like, so I'm biased. I love Souls-like games, but Enotria,
Yep.
that one's
pretty
goddamn good.
That was one of the ones I did not check out, but I kind of wish I did have.
That's
Or
the
would've.
Italian Souls-like that has a more kind of vibrant
Masks.
theatrical atmosphere.
I think.
How do you like it? How'd the
Yeah.
gameplay feel? How'd the
Can't
gameplay
bring it
feel?
up.
It felt fine. It felt fine. It
Yeah.
felt like Lies of P.
I
for
played the
bosses
Notre
and-
demo way
and-
back in the day, and it was a little chunky, but I heard there were improvements. That's good to hear.
Yeah, there's a slight amount of jank to it. But it's definitely playable. It felt a lot like Lies of P if you're the Lies of P player that does a lot of the blocking, like the tang.
Yeah, the times parries or whatever.
Very
Yeah, the
sad.
timed parries. Yes. Because I got to one boss. I never beat it because if I wanted to beat it, I felt like I should go back and level up a little bit more because I was doing very low damage. And at a certain point in the fight, he just fucks you up. Fucks you up bad.
Is that a guy that kind of like disappears during the fight?
No,
What if you played the same demo? Okay, never mind.
no. No, this guy was just a straight up, like, he had a spear-ish kind of thing. But yeah, it's difficult. Like the boss I spent like an hour trying to beat it. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to beat this guy, I'm going to have to go, do some leveling. Cause I don't feel like I want to spend another 3 hours trying to beat this guy with the low level stats that I have. Cause I said what I wanted to do for the demo was just get to the boss. And I did. And I got to him way too early. In my opinion, for me.
Yeah.
Another game, Foul Damage, FOWL.
Oh,
You're an egg, and it's a platformer. But the thing I like about this mechanic is that your jumps can kill you. Like, if you stand on the ground and you jump and you land, you will die. Your egg will crack. So you have to find platforms that are higher than you to jump onto. And the puzzle of it is, if there's two platforms like across from each other, you can't just jump from this platform because you'll die. So you have to find a lower area and then jump up to that.
Mm.
And that's the cool mechanic of it, is that's where the puzzle aspect comes in, because you can't just jump from platform to platform. You have to find a lower platform to jump to a higher one, like every time, so your egg doesn't crack. And you have to know, like, you get kind of used to how far your egg can just drop without breaking. And it wasn't, I thought it was going to be just like, funny, simple platform, but there's a puzzly aspect to it, which I really found rewarding.
Cool.
The next game, I Am Your Beast.
oh, somebody just recommended that.
This one might be, it's definitely might be my favorite that I played.
Oh,
Um, Did you ever play Neon White?
No, but
that-
I
way
remember
back.
you talking about
heard of it. Yep.
Yeah. It's a level attack. Is that the right term? Level attack?
Sure.
Like, you go through a level. They have like goals. Okay, the main goal of the level is kill all enemies, reach the goal. But then you finish it, and they're like, all right, kill all enemies with knives, then reach the goal. Kill all enemies in this much of time, and then get an S rank. So you play these levels over and over again, and it becomes like you feel so badass once you get it like a level S ranked, because you go straight through. You're like, okay, drop on this guy, grab the knife, throw it, grab his gun, shoot this guy, throw the gun at the guy, kick him while he's down, grab this, pick it up, go up the hill, shoot this guy, throw the gun at this guy, and it becomes like you feel really, really cool once you get like the fluidity of it, and it's super smooth.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
sold.
It's
It's like
yeah,
John
it's super
Wick.
fun, and
Yeah.
yeah, very, very John Wick, yes. But the kicker is the music, fucking pumping, driving. It's a driving beat, just boom, doom, doom, doom. And it's electro or it's EDM, but it's very much like, it makes you want to kick ass. It goes very well.
Great.
But I really enjoyed it, and to top it all off, it's by the creators of El Paso Elsewhere.
Yep.
I don't know if either of you played that, but the script is super John Wick. It's just like you're talking to like your previous handler or whatever, and you're like, I'm not going to kill for you anymore. And the guy's like, but this is all you know. And it's very like that kind of like, I'm out. Like, no, you're not. That kind of shit. And it's really well done. And if you liked El Paso Elsewhere, like, it's very noir, like vocal, like intonations and script, stuff like that. It's very good.
Nice. That's great.
That was I Am Your Beast. The next one is very, very short description. LOK, Lock.
Lock Digital?
Yep, Lock Digital. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. You play, it's a puzzle game where
I remember this one.
They add rules as you go. The first rule is you spell out LOK and you get one other square to black out. So you spell out LOK and you black out one other square. And they give you TLAK, these made up words. TLAK. They get it, then you get to black out two other squares, but they have to be adjacent. And then they give you another word and another word and another word. And they just get the rules, they add them very gradually. So they give you like 5 of the first rule, 5 levels of the first rule. And then they give you 5 levels of the first and second rule together, and so on and so forth. And it's very gradual, but it's very fun. And it's a good brain tease. I really enjoyed it tickled the puzzler in me. So yeah, I really liked that. The next one I wanted to talk about is Node, Node.
Yeah.
Node is the first one.
Looks like Inside.
It is. It's like Inside. The premise of this is you are controlling you are a robot, like with some AI-ish, like some intelligence, basically. However, you are in a previously undiscovered Russian bunker that is filled with radiation. So humans, like biological life forms, good Lord, can't go in there because it's too much radiation. Sorry, I get to talking too fast. Sorry. So the robot goes in, and you have a handler or someone who's talking to you, and they tell you what to do, and you program it like a code, like a programmer code. So you tell the robot, go forward 6 seconds, stop, jump, turn around, go forward, back up, reverse, and you just like and then you press play on the program and you see if you did it right. So it's like a puzzle game. And it's like there's another game called oh God. Someone help me. There's another game that was like this. It was like I want to say like You Stupid Robots or something like that. But it's Stardew Valley. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Bots Are Stupid. That's what it was. Bots Are Stupid. Where you programmed, it's very much like that. You just tell it what to do, and then you hit the play button. You don't get it right. You just like, okay, I have to pull back the seconds here, up the jump here, and you can rearrange it as you go, and then you get to it. But the real, like this one is one of those ones that's like, the kicker is, it's a really cool atmosphere. It's like this mystery of like what happened in this old Russian bunker. Like, what were they covering up? What science did they do here?
Yeah.
And that kind of shit. Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool.
Sworn we talked about.
Yes. Very good. Go
thank
play
goodness. Thank goodness you're here is the next one I wanted to bring up. I'm going to try and get these done in 7 minutes, guys.
You got it.
Thank goodness you're here. It's just like tragically English and funny. It's super Brit and it's super fucking funny. It's absurd. It has Matt Berry in it from What We Do in the Shadows. His voice.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I wonder how they got him.
Yeah. Very, very weird. But it's okay. Just to set the stage for you, the first thing you do is I think your boss fires you. You're in his office, and your boss fires you, and he's like, "Get out of here." You're like, "All right," and you walk over to the water cooler. You kick it a bunch of times because you have two commands for this character: jump and kick. So you walk over to the water cooler.
Oh, it's like anger.
You kick it a bunch of times in his office. The water cooler reservoir like falls off. You push it over to the window. You jump on it and then jump out the window. And then the boss goes like, the door was right there, but that's how you have to complete it, is you have to jump out the window of your boss's office.
Okay.
And it's just a lot of just absurdity like that. And just, very, very like, it's just like crazy Brit humor.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I really enjoyed it. I laughed a bunch. Next one, Tom the Post Girl.
Okay. Tom the Post Girl. Are
Yeah.
these how do you find Tom the Post Girl? I'm curious.
We saw a trailer for it.
Oh, okay. You're just searching? Two titles been I gotta
I wish listed it when as I was watching the shows, I was wish listing the whole time.
This is all through wish list stuff. Got it.
Yep. I went through my wish list and downloaded all the demos that were available.
Yeah.
Tom the Post Girl is it's a little bit like Rusty Lake. It has that kind of Rusty Lake aesthetic, but it's sort of a point and click, I suppose you'd say. You play as this weird Red Riding Hood type girl who is supposed to deliver these packages, and you can choose to deliver the packages, or you can choose to spy on them before you deliver the packages. And you look in, and they're doing, look in their windows, and they're doing all kinds of weird shit or sad shit or just like, I see the farmer was sleeping with chickens. The priest is putting on lipstick. Like, you see them doing all this shit. So you can either look in the package or deliver it. Of course, you look in the package first. And sometimes, like, when you look in the package, you'll see like, oh, and I'm spoiling the first one, but the package is full of like tinned cat food. And you look at it and you go, like, bing, I have an idea. And you make a snowman on their front yard out of cat food.
And
for what reason? It's funny. And it is. It was funny to me.
All right.
Just absurdist comedy, and I really enjoyed it.
Great.
And there's you see that screenshot there, like one of your actions accidentally sets the barn on fire. Like, yeah, I like it. It was cool.
Cool.
All right, next one. Two more. Oh, Tormenture.
How do you spell that?
TORMENTURE. Like torment with URE on the end.
Got it.
Yeah. I really like this one because I'm old. This is an old guy thing. It's
I'm paying attention.
You start off the main gameplay of it is you're playing in an Atari type game like this. You're playing an Atari type game with very simplistic graphics, very much Atari fucking sound effects. Like when you run into somebody who has something like a sentence to say, you'll hear this, and then it'll like have this sentence and it sounds super Atari. And then the other side of the game is you actually close out the game and you're in your room. You're a little kid in your room, and there are puzzle elements that you have to figure out. Like you have to open this drawer, you have to use the speak and spell, you have to use like darts, you have to use these little items that you find just sitting in your room. You don't walk around. You are plopped in front of your TV playing the Atari, but they affect each other. So like what you do in the game can have an effect on what happens in the real world and vice versa. And that's kind of the juxtaposition of the game. And I was fascinated by it. I loved it. And
nice.
I'm not turned off by Atari style graphics. I have a little tiny bit of nostalgia for that shit. So
yeah.
And it's well done and it's eerie. It's creepy as fuck too.
Cool. Okay.
Last game. While waiting, we saw the trailer for this.
How was that demo?
It was fucking funny.
Okay.
They
as
did
expected.
There was a glitch though. Okay. First thing off the bat, I realize that this is a game about waiting and what you do while you're waiting for stuff. I don't think it's any game's objective to be boring, right? I think we can all admit that. My one complaint is just make the movement speed just the tiniest bit faster. Just a little bit.
Okay.
I get it, but like just the tiniest bit faster and I would enjoy the game like twice as much. That's one thing. But the game has a lot of great shit going for it. It's a little bit, it gives you like a Goose Game kind of a feel where you like do like random things and you like play pranks on people, or you like fail yourself and it's funny. Like your fail conditions are funny.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So every level starts off with the goal of wait for something. So this one, wait for your baggage. Wait for your AP to replenish. This fucking, oh my God. They made that mobile game one. They made it so much like a mobile game. It was hard to it was so difficult to close out the fucking app or close out the ad. Like you're playing this mobile game and you get this ad and you're like, how the fuck do I close this out? And I had to search all over for the right way to close it. And I was getting really frustrated.
Could you swipe? Could you use a credit card at all?
Yes, you can. Each level has different achievements or goals.
Oh, and that
so
was
one of them, they're all named, but you have to figure out what the names mean. So on this one, the rainy window, it's dodge the rain. And you're like, what could dodge the rain mean? And what it means is you go into the restaurant, you sit, you look at this rainy window, and you put your finger up, and you try not to get hit by the raindrops. That's
Okay.
That's what you do.
That sounds awesome.
And then you get the achievement, dodge the rain. Yeah.
Great.
That's fun.
And then there's one where you're waiting to poop. And I won't go into that because we already had the poop.
We've already had
Thank
that
you
discussion. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
much.
We've
That
already-
is-
Yeah.
Yep.
We've already-
And that
That
was
is
probably the
considerate.
funniest level, but it had a glitch. I swear to God, it had a glitch. I tried to spam my pants, and I couldn't. If you played it or you watched it, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Okay, let me explain. How they give you a timer in that level is they have a tin of spam, and every step you take, they kind of wiggle it a little bit it's on the left side, and you see it. They kind of wiggle the tin of spam, and the tin of spam, the spam starts kind of dropping out a little bit. So every step you take, it's like a timer. And I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Okay.
How they showed you.
Yeah. No, that's sure. They did the thing. They did it. Did you happen to check out Drill Core by chance? This is one of the few ones that I played and I actually had a blast with it. I don't know if it got recommended to you.
No,
but-
someone said Drill Core and Unusual Findings are two that I hadn't checked out, but I need to.
Okay. Yeah, Drill Core is it's I forget the name of the game. Cohh, you actually played a lot of it. You'll look at the screen. What was the name of that game where you put the turrets on the side and you shoot things as they're falling down?
Dome Keeper?
Dome Keeper. There you go. Yeah. It's like Dome Keeper or Wall World, which I think was maybe the other game.
Oh, that was the high one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that mixed with an automated mining system type deal where you can choose where you want to mine and upgrade. You have to have guards protect those guys.
I'm sold.
You have
Drill
to
core?
have, yeah, you have to have things to go or guys to go pick up the different bits down below, and then there's all those upgrades, and there's a ton of different upgrade paths in this game. I had a blast with it. I know Dan played a lot of it. I think Baru was playing a lot of it. My chat said it was very good. I highly recommend Drill Core. You can lose a lot of time to that, and it's only a demo. I think there's chat was saying there's 3 planets. I played it for about 45 minutes. Only got through 1 or 2 levels.
This looks awesome.
It was a blast. That's my. I think that and Altars out of the few that I played were the big
Altars.
ones. But
So while we were doing this, I heard in chat somebody go, "Hey, Cohh, you may want to rethink your demos tomorrow afternoon because this stops at 1 tomorrow."
yeah, that's what I was gonna mention as well.
Okay.
This,
So if we download
There's-
the demos now, do we get to play them whenever? Is it only the downloads that get turned off, or do the demos get
know.
deactivated?
I don't know how that
Okay,
works.
having done this a lot, you more often than not, you don't really need to worry about it because yes, the demo days or Steam Next Fest is done, but a lot of times they just leave their demos up for a while.
But sometimes they don't.
But if you get them, the demos stop working after they take them down.
What I'm wondering is if I download 30 demos today, and should I prioritize the ones I really want to play? Is there a chance that
Yeah,
either are just going to disappear? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
yeah, definitely prioritize.
So download all the demos today, pull the Ethernet on my gaming machine, and go online offline in Steam, and just don't plug that back in until.
And make sure, as Gathalion figured out,
Yes.
that your kids don't have access to your Steam account, so you can't get.
That already happened to me, and I already
Oh, you already
DOS
fixed it?
Oh, that happened to me multiple times. never, like the timing on his though was immaculate. That was
he missed.
And what was even best about it was the fact
kill.
that he had no clue what was going on for like a solid 30 seconds. I instantly knew what happened because I've been through that so many.
Yeah.
So what happened is Gathalion is doing like the big last epic raid of Destiny. Keep in mind, Gathalion was built on Destiny. This is like his big moment. This is it. You know, the final shit.
Right.
And as the boss, I think is either dying
it's in its death sequence.
In its death animation, his game just closes, and a message flashes on the screen that he didn't catch. But it basically said, like, "Hey, your session has been ended because another computer started playing Bluey." And he didn't see that. So he's like, what the hell, man? Did this crash? Like, this is BS. Like, what's going on? He opens it up and he finds Destiny and he's like, play. Man, what do you mean I can't play because I'm playing Bluey on a... Brad! It was fantastic.
Yeah.
To have that be the first time that happened at the timing was just, you know, you can't...
That is funny,
you can't make those moments. They just have to happen.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Clips floating around. If someone has a clip in chat, feel free to link it. It's
So Bluey killed the final shape.
Bluey killed the final shape. Yeah.
Bluey killed Gathalion's fun of the final shape.
There you go. Yeah.
Lost to Bluey. That's right.
Much better with audio for sure. Even though you're seeing it video only at the moment, but yeah, he's got a whole thread. I think his wife texted him and he was like, she was like, "Hey, did that kick you off?"
But
and he just
this is the best part.
Sam.
There's the big hint. He just went by it. That was his recent games menu, and Bluey was in front of Destiny.
Yeah.
And the second I saw that, I was just like, oh.
Real silly.
There it is.
But I think that's a perfect way to end our show here on Father's Day, is watching Gathalion get owned by his kid.
Watching Gathalion get fathered. That's basically what that is.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Zeke, do you want to do a show next week? Cohh's going to be in Elden Ring, but I might be down to do a show. It's probably going to be...
I'll do a show.
Okay.
If you don't mind me phoning in from the lands in between. Like, if y'all just want to throw on some headsets and hang out for a couple hours while we all play Elden Ring and just talk about how we liking it and what's going on and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, it depends.
With something like that.
I don't know what else is going on this week. If there's gonna, we'll see. We'll talk during the week. Let's figure that out. Yeah.
I mean, I'm always down for whatever.
Okay.
If you want to take a day off, cool. If you don't, I'll be here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I will plan for a show, and then we'll figure out what it looks like and what we do for it. Then let's do some shout outs though, so Cohh can go.
What if we just did a show of all of us just playing and not talking, just like.
No, what we should do is we should all just stream from our own channels and just play Elden Ring. It'd be crazy.
Zeke, do some shout outs.
I will. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to Cohh and JP for being wonderful co-hosts. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, or Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out. On Instagram and TikTok, I broadcast every day at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. I am going to be doing, it is the If Then Winner's Choice. First Saturday of every month, I do an if then, like if we hit a sub goal, then I'll do a drawing. And the winner of that drawing picked this game for Tuesday, Onimusha 3
Ooh.
Demon Siege. So that's what I'm going to be playing on Tuesday. So if you want to come out and check that game out, I've never played an Onimusha game, so this will be all new shit to me. And apparently I don't need to play the previous two to enjoy this one, so we're good. And that's what I'll be doing this week. That's all I have planned. So thanks for watching.
Fantastic. Cohh, what's going on?
Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Cohh. It's a pleasure to see you. I've been out the last week vacationing and doing all that, so I'm back this week and ready to go. We're going to be starting with the Alan Wake 2 DLC tomorrow morning. If we have any more time, we may do some Elden Ring prep. And the rest of the week is mainly going to be finishing up the Colodon, getting him all ready for the Elden Ring DLC. We did kill Moog on him yesterday, so technically he's good to go. But there are a few little things we want to do. Like we want to make sure we have all the bells available. So if we get any weapons in the DLC, we can just buy all the shards. There's a few more talismans we want to get. So we're going to be doing a little bit of Colodon prep and then maybe working on our mage and stuff as we get ready for the DLC. I have not yet decided if we're going to do Elden Ring on 6 p.m. on the 20th or 8 a.m. on the 21st. Keep your eyes out for that. And then, we'll be doing, again, Elden Ring demos and all sorts of other fun stuff throughout the week. So see you then.
Cool.
As always, thanks to you guys.
Yeah. Hey, nice. My green screen's messed up. It's every scene. It's a different mess up. Anyways, I am kind of in Elden Ring prep mode, I guess, as well. Everyone's just waiting for that to come out on Thursday/Friday. Don't really have too many plans for mainstream between now and Thursday, so we'll kind of just wing it. I think Community Day will be the week after that. I am getting ready for Final Fantasy's expansion at the end of the month as well, so I'm playing through 6.5 on YouTube only. If you want to check that out, we'll probably finish that up tonight and then do a couple other things in preparation for that. But pretty much everyone's just preparing for Elden Ring, as they should when it really comes down to it, because probably will be one of the biggest releases of the year. So we'll touch base with you on Twitter throughout the week and let you know if we're doing a show next Sunday, or at least what that show will look like. We'll do a show. I just don't know what it's going to look like right now. And then we'll be here next week in some form at 1 p.m. Eastern. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Go call your father if able.
And you want to.
And you want to, yeah. And we'll be back next week with more. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your day. We're out of here. Bye-bye.